to rumble. It's an exciting night here in Southern Indiana. New Albany is live as we are due for some UPSL soccer action as the United States Premier Soccer League brings you live coverage of the Southern Indiana FC as they play host to Tennessee Tempo here on the ISC Sports Network. Alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. Tonight's game is brought to you by River City Mortgage. Your dream, our commitment. As the teams move out to center field here, Brant, excellent to be with you here once again. Needless to say, this has been a match that has been circled on the calendar of head coach Andrew Minnis and this team coming into this season.
Yeah, Kurt, it's great to be back in the booth with you, my friend. This game is absolutely massive, not only for SIFC, but for the Tennessee Tempo as well. Tennessee Tempo not off to the best start that they've wanted, right? Not off to the start that they've wanted. SIFC 3-0-1 on the season. Great start for the Teal. They want to take that to the next level today.
Indeed they do. Of course, lots of new things to talk about here with Southern Indiana FC. Needless to say, some new acquisitions from the last game to now. One in particular is Kellen Clegg, a former academy player for Everton over in Europe. He's going to make his debut in the starting lineup tonight for the Teal.
I had a chance to catch up with Kellen before the match tonight, Kurt, and he is very excited to be here with the Teal tonight, so I'm excited to see what he can put on the pitch for the Teal.
Southern Indiana coming off of a big win on the road against Chattanooga United. That was a 2-1 effort. They were able to stay atop of the table coming into the day, but just yesterday, though, Bowling Green FC able to get back to the top of the table, and so now that makes even tonight more paramount for the team.
Yeah, coming into this match, I mean, going up against this Tempo team, knowing what happened with Bowling Green last night, it's going to be a back-and-forth battle the rest of the season between those two teams. The Teal know exactly what they need tonight. They need a win to stay atop the table. They know that they can get it done. They're confident. We talked to Zane Love before the match. He's confident. He's excited. It's going to be fun to watch.
Meanwhile, talking about this Tennessee Tempo squad, under head coach Kawado Poku, who, of course, is a former MLS player himself. He also spent some time in the NASL with Miami FC and a little bit of time as well in the UPSL Championship with Tampa Bay Rowdies. He has a wealth of knowledge that Tennessee Tempo has been able to tap into to have some recent success the last few years.
Yeah, like I said, Kurt, not off to the start that they've wanted, but we have to remember this Tempo team won the spring championship for the KYTN conference. So knowing that, we know what they're capable of. The Teal know what they're capable of. It's going to be fun.
This is also a Tennessee Tempo squad under their former name, Beeman United FC, that went all the way to the UPSL National Championship, where unfortunately for them, they came up short to Orange County FC in the title game back in 2022. So this is a storied program in Tennessee Tempo FC coming here to New Albany to face a upstart Southern Indiana FC team that, as you mentioned, Brant, is oozing with confidence so far here in the fall.
Yeah, they have a lot of confidence. Both teams actually have a lot of confidence, but the Teal especially playing very confident soccer. For Coach Andrew Minnis, it's his team being able to manage the moments. They're 3-0-1 on the season. They want to get to that next level. They know that they can make some noise in the playoffs if they get there. They're at the top of the table, so they know what they have to do, and they're going to see if they can get it done tonight.
Before we get to opening kickoff, we'd like to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Chicken Salad Chick, where we make food from scratch every day using fresh quality ingredients. We have 12 flavors of chicken salad plus soups, sides, sandwiches, and desserts. Whether you're craving traditional, savory, spicy, or fruity and nutty chicken salad, we have something for everyone. Visit Chicken Salad Chick on Veterans Parkway in Jeffersonville, coming soon to the Oxmoor Mall in Louisville, or order online today. And so as we approach the opening kickoff here, Brant, as you take a look at Coach Andrew Minnis, what are some keys to the ball game that they want to have to be successful here this evening?
Right. We had a chance to catch up with Coach Andrew Minnis, not only before the game tonight, but on Friday as well in our weekly call with him. But limit turnovers in our own half. They still giving up goals from things that, we can control, which is huge. We saw what happened in the Paul DePay match where there was some miscommunication out on the back line. They gave up 2 goals, so they want to limit those. They want to score first tonight, set the tempo, no pun intended, set the tempo and dominate all aspects of the match, and then winning each half, having a positive result from each half. So if they have the lead going into halftime or if they tie at halftime, taking a positive from each half. And then, of course, number 4, he had to sneak this one in here, Kurt, a collective effort. It takes guys 1 through 20 contributing, and then it takes everyone to be a good team. It takes everyone to beat a good team. So those are the keys to victory from Coach Andrew Minnis. He's ready. We're ready. Let's go.
The front 2 forwards tonight going to be Alan Bazoza as well as Josh Head, both of whom have seen the back of the net quite a lot here this season so far. Josh Head in particular, the leading goal scorer, 3 goals so far this year. But you also have a lot of other contributing factors as well. You have Ethan Anderson back on the back line, who has absolutely been stubborn on the defensive end, and you'll be looking to get a lot of him this evening. We're already underway, and Tempo doing what they like to call as a high-risk, high-reward effort, as quoted by Coach Andrew Minnis. And needless to say, you're going to be seeing a lot of that here in the early going as both of these teams are really ramped up and ready to go. Also want to take some time here to give a shout-out to the 2013 SIFC boys as well as the 2012 boys as well, both winning their championship tournaments in Cincinnati. Of course, Andrew Minnis doing a little bit of coaching remotely from here today to get the 2013 boys to victory, as well as Jake Calderbank, who is in the midfield tonight here doing the exact same thing. Nicely done, boys. We understand that you're watching here tonight, and so certainly a big shout-out to you guys for a big victory here this week.
Yeah, congratulations, boys. I was actually walking across the field before the match, and Coach Andrew Minnis had his earbuds in, and he was on the phone, and he said, Brand, I'm coaching a match right now. I can't talk, and it was fantastic. So congratulations, boys. Way to get it done.
Tempo, trying to set the tempo here in the early going, as you see some heady footwork there by Justin Ventura. And it goes out of bounds here for a throw-in early on here for Tennessee. So here comes Tempo now, again controlling the ball so far here in this one. Header on goal that time, and that goes a little bit wide. And that was Mohamed Jagni who had the shot on goal, but we talked to Zane Love here before the match here, and he is certainly very confident coming into these guys just coming from the spring.
Yeah, biggest thing for Zane Love was they've honed in on a lot of the things that they can control. They've changed some pieces, they've moved some pieces around, but they are very confident in the team that they have on the field tonight.
Long ball there from Alfredo Gilly from well back of the penalty area. That goes well over the back of the net. So a good strike here in the early going from the defenseman playing midfield here today for head coach Poku. So Southern Indiana having a little trouble controlling the ball here in the very early stages of this 90-minute match. Moving through the midfield, and a tough play there at the middle, and down at the moment. That's Josh Head, and he took a pretty good spill right there to the leg, and he's not getting up. Certainly hope that he's okay as he sits right here at midfield. He was favoring his left shin. So taking a moment to gather himself, and looks like he's going to be okay. Just kind of try and walk it off here a little bit. And sometimes when you're a player like Josh Head, you just have to certainly kind of own up to it and keep moving. And he certainly knows how to do that, as he is essential in that center front spot.
Yeah, he's an absolute presence in the center for this SIFC team. He can create space, and he's a finisher as well. Definitely favoring that ankle.
But getting a little bit better, though, as he keeps walking it off. But still, at the moment, Tempo has been controlling the match here for the moment, as time of possession has really been in their favor here over these first 3 minutes and some change. Moving it ahead, good ball coming up here to Jagni. And Jagni touches that one out of bounds. It'll be off of Southern Indiana, and we get a throw in here for Tempo.
And Kurt, one thing we touched on before the match and talking to the players before the match too is that they all feel so confident in the spot that they're in from where they were in the spring. Tempo bringing back so many players that they had from the spring. Obviously, SIFC mixing and matching some players as well, dropping a few, adding some new ones, some new talent, but they're all confident in where they are right now.
Tough ball goes out and well back into the possession here of Tempo, and certainly a little bit of extra oomph on that pass, but also maybe a side effect as well. It rained here before we got underway here, and so this is kind of a slick field here on this artificial turf.
Yeah, it rained about 10, 15 minutes before the match, and that's a sight you don't want to see. Joshua Head
and so
looks
now,
like he may not be able to continue tonight.
And so Josh Head, only just a couple minutes in, is probably going to come out of the ball game here at the moment, and you can certainly see the frustration on his face as he was certainly amped up to get into this one. And so now Southern Indiana going to be bringing on Finn Rayleigh, the young player out of right here in New Albany.
For Joshua Head, Finn Rayleigh.
Coming off of a 15-goal season at New Albany High School just last year. He has scored 48 career goals in his time playing right here on this pitch. So going to be looking for him to do what we hoped Josh Head could do tonight, but definitely a big loss right there as far as not having him on the front.
A massive loss, a big loss, presence-wise, situational, right, in set pieces. But Finn Rayleigh is an absolute talent, and he has so much speed. He can finish as well. He's great on the ball. He's great at creating space and opportunities. He'll get it done for the Teal tonight.
Trying to break the possession right there is Sidi Muhammad, a native of Louisville, just across the river from Butler High School, an all-state defender in his time in high school. So he has been another key on that back line here for Southern Indiana this season. On the attack now is Gilly. Gilly being harassed a little bit, but squeaks inside. And some tough defense there by Southern Indiana. And now we have a whistle and another Southern Indiana player down. And a yellow card going to be assessed to Alfredo Gilly, as it looked like Ethan Anderson took a shot to the face right there. He's walking up and he's okay, but Gilly arguing his case right now with the referee.
Tempo in the 7th minute.
We'll take a look at this again. So Anderson coming on, and just a slight hand to the face right there by Gilly, right in front of the referee.
Yeah, it looks like they got tangled up again after the play there, Kurt.
So free kick here for Anderson, and now I'd say is a good opportunity for Southern Indiana to kind of get back at it here with the possession.
Yeah, and it's very cliche, you know, both teams feeling each other out, stuff like that, but that's taking place now. Now it's time for SIFC to get it under control and start to play at their pace. Oh, great ball.
Long ball. Here is Irakoze. And working it back now here to Matteo Finazzi.
Great switch.
SIFC trying to work the ball here in the tempo zone. And now we have a tempo player down on the field. So a couple injury stoppages here over these first 7 minutes and so.
And Kurt, an area where you hate to lose Josh Head is where you have the great switch. You have Irakoze sprinting down the sideline. That presence in the middle of the box is where Josh Head is most dominant, so you hate to lose him there.
So while we have a moment, tonight's match is brought to you by Covenant Realty, where you can discover the difference with Covenant, your trusted partner for residential and commercial real estate sales, as well as building and remodeling projects. Whether you're searching for your dream home, seeking the perfect commercial space, or looking to transform your property through renovation or construction, Covenant is here to make your vision a reality. Contact owner Travis Atkinson today, and let's build something extraordinary together. Give us a call at 502-641-9951 today. And the injured player down on the field there was Dominic Oduro, who is certainly one of the better players here, playing in the midfield as well as on the back line for Tempo. A native of Ghana. In fact, has some Premier League Academy experience with Man City on their U18 and U21 teams in his earlier career. Good ball inside, trying to find Fenazi. And coming out of the goal right there was Alex Rodriguez. Haven't had to say his name yet, the native of Spain, starting in goal tonight for Tempo.
Yeah, it was a good ball into the box. Fenazi makes a great run into the box. Unfortunately, a little bit too much heat on that pass, and Fenazi couldn't get to the end of it, but great opportunity for the Teal.
Another long ball coming in, this time here to Ventura. Ventura crossing it inside. Good defense by the back line of Southern Indiana. And Anderson back into the feet, this time of Gilly. And Rayleigh having to put that one out. And again, as we mentioned, just a little extra skip in the ball when it hits the turf.
Yeah, that turf is super wet right now. Anytime that ball has a little bit of speed, it will skip.
Nathaniel Badai to put it back in play here for Tempo. And a whistle and a free kick coming up here as Fenazi got a little high with the knee right there, making contact with Joseph Omandi. Or rather, excuse me, that's Tristan Lonergan.
Yeah, it looks like a little high boot there. Cleat to the shin.
And so now a tough spot here as Gilly, their set piece specialist, already playing with a yellow card in here in this one, will do the honors.
Yeah, this is where the Teal have to remain disciplined defensively. Something Coach Andrew Minnis has preached and preached ever since the spring season.
Gilly puts his boot into it, looking for the header from a teammate. Tough spot, and Zane Love, with his very wide frame, is able to come in and get that big defensive play.
Just watching him jump into the air, that giant wingspan going up to get the ball is fantastic to watch.
He had 4 saves just in the first half in their opening match against Lexington SC, which was a 0-0 draw to start the year. And so he was an impenetrable wall, but since then has had 2 clean slates so far this year, but then has given up 3 goals in the last 2 games. But still, the offense has well then made up for that here for the Teal so far this season.
Yeah, and catching up with Zane Love before the match today, we had a chance to ask him about coming off his line, and he said, well, if you're going to commit to it, Brent, you got to commit to it. So he had no problem holding back on that comment, but such a strong keeper, and Coach Andrew Minnis loves having him as their very back last man standing for the Teal.
Little handsy there by Nathaniel Badai as Clegg was trying to get a play on the ball from Anderson. And it'll go out of play here, and it looks like goal kick there for Tempo. Here's an opportunity now for SIFC. Fenazi comes away with it. And a bad ball there goes out of bounds, but it's tipped off of Tempo's back line. A free throw in here for SIFC. On the loose ball, Anderson is able to get it back, but touches it out of bounds.
Again, Tennessee Tempo really creating some heavy pressure early on in this match, Kurt. Something that Andrew Minnis said he really wanted to hone in on early in this match.
Turning the corner here is Ventura into the penalty area. Gilly back up top. Tough angle.
Great stab.
And even better play that time by the midfield.
Send him. Here we go.
And here's a big run now for Clegg, but that slick turf pushes the ball right into the
Great
feet
stab.
that time of Rodriguez. But back again, here comes Rayleigh, along with some help from Muhammad.
Great save.
Muhammad now tries to cross it up top. This time is Bezosa. Bezosa fires, star!
Bezosa with the beautiful touch.
Alain
Beautiful
Bezosa, his 3rd goal of the season, and that puts SIFC up 1-0 early. And as we talked about with Coach earlier this week, score first. That's what you do right there.
Score first, just set the tempo. Alan Bezosa, just absolutely beautiful touch into the back of the net. Great hustle, great team effort there for the Teal to save the ball, get it back across, and finish it in the back of the net. Great start for the Teal.
That's just what you need right there. Tempo has dominated time of possession, but SIFC able to take advantage of the opportunities when they come to them, and that is exactly what just happened.
And speaking of Alan Bezosa, just massive, massive praise from both Nick Hunter and Coach Andrew Minnis. He's been a massive standout for the club, both on and off the field. He's improved so much. He's a great guy, great personality, has really grown into a leader for this team, and he's put in probably just a massively critical goal for the Teal to start this match.
But now, back quickly on the other end here, and it'll look like it'll be either a throw-in. It looks like it'll be a throw-in coming up here for Tempo as it goes out of bounds. That's Justin Ventura trying to dry off the ball as it goes into the real grass next to the artificial grass right here on this beautiful facility. Ooh, and here's a tough ball. Quickly moved out there by the Teal.
And if you're the Teal, you don't want to get caught napping. You put the goal in. You don't want to fall asleep on defense.
We've seen it before. In fact, just against Paul DePay earlier this year, the Teal got up 1-0 early, but then gave up 2 quick goals. Fortunately for them, that was followed up by another 6 unanswered by the Teal in the second half. But nevertheless, against a team like Tempo, you can't have that kind of lapse in judgment.
Yeah, can't make the mistakes, can't have the lapse in judgment. Keep the pedal to the metal, push the ball forward, collect on opportunities.
Irakoze splits the defenders. Moving upfield, takes a shove from Gilly. He has to be careful. He's already playing with 1 card tonight.
Yeah, his arm was fully extended. I'm surprised that wasn't another yellow card there, Kurt.
And so the official still having a conversation here with Gilly as we take a look at this again.
Oh, yeah, that was an absolute shove in the back.
So Alfredo Gilly on thin ice already here in this one. The good news for the Teal, though, Diallo Irakoze is up and walking off, favoring his back, but he still looks like he's going to be just fine. So free kick coming up here for Southern Indiana. It'll be Finazzi to do the honors.
And Kurt, going back to that goal, seeing the speed of Mohammed to catch up to the ball before it crossed the end line. Looks like we have a corner here.
Tackle out of bounds. Corner here to Southern Indiana.
But going back to the goal, to watch Mohammed, the way he saves it right here, gets it back across, finds Bezosa, beautiful touch, and then just right into the back of the net. Fantastic finish.
Short take here on the corner. Curved inside that time by Bezosa again, and it goes out of bounds off the goalkeeper's gloves, and we'll have another corner. Matteo Finazzi, the corner set piece specialist. All season long, that has been his MO. And he has been excellent at it.
If you're in that mix in the box, if you're the Teal right now, you are creating havoc. You're creating space, creating opportunity just to get a touch towards the goal. Referee having a quick word with the players in the scrum there.
Bezosa again back there in relief as well. Finazzi cranks it inside, headed off and back into the feet here of Tempo.
And now the Teal have to hustle back to get back in transition. They trained in transition this week.
And already, quick back, and it works for him. Sidi Mohammed doing just enough to get everything a little more organized on the defensive end here for Southern Indiana. Short ball from Anderson, taken by Gilly. This time over to Ventura. Loose ball headed forward. Long ball, and that goes into the parking lot behind the net of Zane Love. And a goal kick coming up here for Southern Indiana.
And beyond.
Well, earlier in that transition, you could hear Coach Andrew Minnis yelling at his players to keep it wide, keep it wide, keep it out of the middle of the field, because that is where Tempo is most dangerous.
That was Arasa Afirmayam, who just completely loaded that one up out of the pitch. And so Zane Love puts his big boot back into it.
Good step.
Here's a chance now for Southern Indiana briefly. And Clegg takes a hip check right there, no call. Calderbank in the middle. Muhammad has to backtrack a little bit. Forward through Fenazi. And out of the reach there of Clegg that time. SIFC certainly better about more on-ball play here of late. Gaye puts it up forward now here to Aframea. Long ball in, headed out that time by Salati Husseini, and he puts that one out of play. Tonight's game brought to you by Orion Renewable Energy Group, a proud sponsor of SIFC. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean, renewable energy. And there's power in the sun, and renewable energy. Orion Renewable Energy is developing clean energy with new solar projects all across southern Indiana. Find out more at OrionRenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. Fenazi nearly had a break on the ball right here. Here comes Gilly. Calderbank checks things up right there. Arfamea.
And so far what we've seen, Kurt, is great possession and great pace from tempo on the ball here early in this match. We're 21 minutes in, and I'd say they've been pretty much dominating possession here early on.
Tough play, and now Fenazi down with an ankle injury, and now a yellow card going to be assessed to Nathaniel Badai.
Yeah, Badai was not happy with that call, but he came in late. If you watch the replay here, he comes in late right there and just takes him at the back of the ankles.
Ankles have been a tough thing tonight already. Southern Indiana has lost Josh Head to one of those to a very similar play on the ball that we saw in just the first 2 minutes of the game. Fenazi able to shake it off, and he appears to be okay. So here is Ethan Anderson to put it back in play, and we continue on as we are approaching the halfway mark here of this opening half. Southern Indiana getting a goal off of Elaine Bezosa in about the 16th minute. Fenazi trying to find Irakoze.
It was a great touch there by Fenazi. Unfortunately, had a little bit too much pace. Couldn't be controlled. Great step.
Here's Fenazi, almost has another break, gets the rebound up to Bezosa this time in the penalty area. And Bezosa gets flushed back out here by the defensive end. Irakoze, back to Fenazi. Fenazi tries to cross it up and goes off the top of the net and out of play. Now everybody's heart almost skipped a beat right there with that one. But nevertheless, another good opportunity there for the Teal.
Yeah, another set piece. Great ball movement by the Teal inside the 18, just outside the 18 to get the ball back across. Here's the replay of that one. My heart sank a little bit, Kurt. I thought that one had gone in.
This set piece brought to you by New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning, a proud supporter of SIFC. New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning serving Louisville and Southern Indiana since 1978 with thousands of satisfied customers. They provide reliable installation and repairs for your furnace and your air conditioning needs. For more information, get a quote or get a call today at 812-944-6019. Quick on that set piece right there was Fenazi. And nearly a good opportunity off the head of Bezosa. Goes out of play.
Yeah, great ball in by Fenazi. Bezosa heads it back across and just gets deflected out of play. But really, Southern Indiana FC pushing up the pressure on this defensive line for the Tennessee Tempo. Another giveaway there. Almost giveaway.
A whistle as that was transpiring. And now it's going to be
Looks like a bad throw by the Tennessee Tempo, and it's going towards SIFC now.
So now that'll be a throw in for Southern Indiana at the same spot.
At this level, you don't really see bad throw-ins.
So pushing back up now. Here is Anderson. Surveys the field. Long ball out here to Bezosa off his head. Gets inside, shot, save again off the rebound. Can't quite get that one to go. It's cleared off as looked like Clegg had a really good look at it as well.
It was a good touch away by the defender because Kellen Clegg was about to smash it home, Kurt.
Alan Bezosa has been absolutely stellar here in this opening half.
The power with the left foot. Good defense there. Oh, here we go. Have to get back if you're SIFC. Great touch away.
Well, we have a player down here. It's going to be a yellow card on SIFC. It's going to be assessed to Calderbank.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me sure.
And so in the 25th minute here, a yellow card given to Calderbank.
Yellow card SAFC in the 26th minute.
And now a free kick coming up here for Tempo at midfield.
And Calderbank's going to have to be careful the rest of the match. We know how aggressive he can be, Kurt, so he's going to have to be careful.
Calderbank, though, has been the glue guy in the midfield all season long. Here is Badai. Puts it into the penalty area, headed back up, and an excellent defense there by the back line. And Finazi just has to keep it out of the feet of the strikers.
Good ball. Good ball out by Ethan Anderson.
Here is Finn Rayleigh, puts it ahead now to Clegg, one-on-one, looking at it here with Gaye. And now Clegg able to keep it in play.
Great save by Clegg.
Clegg trying to work around the defender, gets inside and nearly headed in there, but it's going to be a whistle before that header goes out of play, and we'll have a free kick coming here for Tempo deep in their own side of the field. Just some ticky-tack play right there between Mausa Gaye as well as Kellen Clegg.
Yeah, Kellen Clegg just goes in super aggressive, makes one move on the ball. They get tangled up.
And so that is Gaye down on the field right now, the heady defenseman here for Tempo.
Really, it was the play before, Kurt, that caught my attention. Ethan Anderson really backpedaling, blasts the ball out of the defensive line, gets it to Kellen Clegg, who taps it on and gets all the way down to the end line. And it was just great heads-up play by Ethan Anderson to spot the space that Kellen Clegg had.
So while the injury is attended to here, I'd like to take this time to remind you that Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision is a proud supporter of SIFC. For over 50 years, Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision have been Southern Indiana's top collision repair centers with certified technicians and locations in New Salisbury, Georgetown, and Clarksville. They'll handle your insurance claims and get you back on the road fast. Choose Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision. Find them online or on Facebook. So Gaye able to walk up and he's okay. And it appears that it will be him doing the honors for the free kick, or it'll be Alex Rodriguez, who gave up a goal earlier tonight, but has also had a couple shots on goal that he has been able to handle. Tennessee Tempo coming off of a win just a week ago against Memphis Boom. They got their season started late. They are 2 matches down on the rest of the league, so they are still trying to catch up a little bit. They'll have a couple weeks where they'll have 2 matches in 7 calendar days. They'll be facing 2 knocks coming up here in just a week's time after tonight. A hard play that time with Calderbank involved along with Mohamed Jagni. And we play on.
An aggressive tackle there on Calderbank.
Push back in here to Rodriguez, and he'll send it back into the midfield. Rayleigh applying some pressure. And long ball will sail out of bounds here. It'll go back here to Southern Indiana FC. And Brent, with talking about Finn Raley coming in relief quite a lot, probably a lot sooner than he probably would have liked here when it comes to Josh Head. He's so far been pretty heads up on that front line.
Yeah, he's been great. He's been a great add here in the first half for SIFC. He has the speed. He has the control on the ball. He's helped create opportunities for the Teal here so far tonight.
In the mid now here is Tristan Lonergren.
And one thing that I've noticed about Finn Raley, too, it's not only that he's up top, he's playing all the way back on the defensive line, too, and then sprinting all the way back up once we get ball in transition. So he definitely has the speed and the endurance to get back and forth, which is fun to watch.
That's the attribute that he brings most to this Teal squad, is his ability to move up and down the pitch as quickly as possible. Tempo moving back upfield. Broken up here, and SIFC able to negate it. Here is Raley again. Feeling the pressure that time. Turns the corner, keeps it in play, and finally it's tucked out of bounds there off the foot
and again,
of Tempo.
And again, Raley, he can turn on the boosters whenever he needs to. We just saw a glimpse of that. He touches the ball, and then he turns on the boosters, and he's past the defenders.
Sidi Muhammad on the short throw-in. Relying on Clegg right there, and a whistle. No whistle there. We play on. Back across the field, that time off the foot of Badai. Here's an attacking front, this time here from Ventura. Broken up there, and a pretty obvious grab of the jersey in front of the line judge right there will give a free kick here to the Teal.
Yeah, pretty easy call there for the referee. As soon as they see that jersey tug, that yellow card's coming out.
So that's going to be a yellow card assessed here to Justin Ventura. That's now 3 cards already tonight here for Tempo.
Yellow card, Tennessee Tempo in the 32nd minute.
Here come the Teal now. Nifty footwork up here towards midfield, and now a trip and a free kick coming up again here for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, great speed, great footwork, getting it back towards midfield for the Teal.
And that is Luca Perrin.
Making a great run towards midfield.
Of course, he's also a player that Coach Minnis was eager to get back in the lineup this week after he finished out his college season.
Yeah, Coach Minnis couldn't wait for Luca to get back into the lineup this weekend.
And now Gilly is being talked to by the ref again. Again, he's already playing with 1 yellow card as Anderson took one to the shin. And Gilly on even thinner ice, but the official keeping the card in his pocket.
Yeah, Gilly's lucky there. Gilly's still arguing with the referee. Has to be careful.
Perrin here working with Muhammad to get things organized, or rather Husseini.
Good switch. Good touch by Fanazi. Oh, beautiful little touch there.
And now ahead this time to Irakoze. Back up top. Here is Elaine Bezosa. Can't quite get it organized, but on the other side this time is Muhammad. Muhammad back to Bezosa.
Great footwork by Bezosa. Can he create space?
And couldn't quite get it right there as it's touched out that time by Lonergren.
And it's so frustrating sometimes for the Teal because they make great play into the box. They have the bodies. Here's the replay. Look at Fanazi here. Little touch with the outside. Oh, I love that. It's fantastic. And then Irakoze bringing it into the box. The Teal had the bodies, just couldn't get a touch on goal.
And SIFC cough it up. Here come Tempo.
And you can hear Coach Andrew Minnis saying, push them wide, keep it out of the middle of the field.
And that's exactly where it ends up here as Tempo working it up now on the far sideline. Arfmayem looking for an opening. Ventura on the far. Applying pressure there as Irakoze puts that out of play right at midfield.
So far, Kurt, I'd have to say this defense for SIFC has done a very good job of handling this high-risk, high-reward attack.
Shot inside, goes a little wide that time off the foot there. Looked like that may have been Ventura.
Yeah, Zane Love didn't look too concerned about that.
And actually count Tristan Lonergan there with the shot that goes a little wide that time. That was not on goal. And Southern Indiana going to take their time here to get things back where they want it to be here. 10 minutes left to go here in what has been a fast-paced and active first half as Irakoze tries to track this one down, headed into the arms of Rodriguez.
Yeah, great job defensively there by the Tennessee Tempo, because Irakoze was flashing his speed as well, getting to that ball.
Arf Mayhem sends it up to the attacking third. Brought back in here. Bailed out here by Finn Rayleigh, but only for a moment. Here comes Sharp on the near side. Gilly tangling up here with Irakoze. Sent up. Tough ball. Handled there by the Teal. Tempo getting a little bolder here in the final 10 minutes.
What's great to see, though, for the Teal is the players from the Teal, when they lose the ball, they're one of the first ones back to try to win it back, which is what you want to see if you're Coach Andrew Menace.
Arf Mayhem puts it up here now to Ventura. Stolen away here by Husseini. Ahead now, good touch in the midfield. Into Alan Bazoza. Perrin back to Calderbank. And just skirts through the legs that time of Clegg. And Tempo has a chance here to get things back organized on their end. Badai. Back up here to Rodriguez, and that'll have to be sent a long ball that time. And Anderson has to deal with this one. Outside the 18. Here is Gilly. Harassed there by Rayleigh behind him. Arf Mayhem. Touched out here. Here comes this time. It is... Couldn't quite see who the ball was on that time as Clegg comes away with it.
And blasted by the Tempo keeper. Just absolutely blasted.
Here's a chance now for Tempo. Crossed inside. Well dealt with there by Salati Husseini.
Yeah, great step there by Husseini.
Justin Ventura on the far side. Looks like he's going to do the honors here with the set piece. Sending it in. Headed up in the air. All the players looking for it that time. And Gilly going to come down with it. Touched off the foot there of Irakoze.
Yep, great job by Irakoze, not letting him make the turn. Looks like Gilly's going to take the throw in here for the Tempo.
Here comes Badai.
Badai has a lot of space there.
Oduro now working it back to the back line here with Gaye. Arf Mayhem. Lonergan puts it up inside, and Ventura gets that touched out of bounds. Another set piece coming here for Tempo.
And if you're the Teal on these set pieces, you have to be organized, you have to be disciplined, but you have to swarm as soon as that ball is played. You have to swarm to it to knock it clear.
Tempo, the reigning conference champions from the spring, down 1-0 here in the final 5 minutes of the opening half. Tough ball in, and a very solid header there by the defense of SIFC. But Tempo have controlled the ball here until just this moment as it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, great set defensively there for the Teal, punching it out. Huge header there defensively for the Teal. Now Zane Love taking his time to put the ball at the 6-yard spot.
Zane Love was certainly animated and talking about how he wanted to come up against this particular team this season, as did the rest of the squad, after coming up short to them in the conference championship in the spring.
Great touch by Irakoze.
Irakoze gets it back to Rayleigh in the midfield. Rayleigh back to Irakoze. Cross inside, tipped up, and can't quite find Bezosa as Rodriguez puts it back in. The Tempo midfield calling for some organization that time. That was Jagney.
Good step there by Jay Calderbank, knocking the ball away.
And Calderbank takes a check right there from Gilly, and again, Gilly gonna be given his second yellow card of the night.
And Gilly,
he is done for the evening.
Gilly with the red card. And Gilly once again pleading his case, and now the Tempo are down to 10 men, Kurt, which is a huge advantage for the Teal for the rest of this match.
Especially in a match like this where Tempo, as we've talked about before, they rely on that high-risk, high-reward mentality. Well, that's certainly hard to do when you're down a man.
And looking at the replay, Kurt, absolutely easy call for the official. Gilly comes in hot and heavy, just knocks Calderbank right off the ball. Didn't even get the ball. Easy call for the referee.
Calderbank is up on his own 2 feet, so it looks like he's okay, but you see Gilly, he has been animated with the official all night long. But that's a pretty obvious call, and there you see head coach Kwadu Poku, who will have to make some decisions now here as far as personnel is concerned. Again, no substitution for a player who is assessed a red card. So it is 11 on 10 here for the remainder of this ball game.
Well, and unfortunately for the Tempo, Kurt, really, with Gilly, a player like that, super aggressive, great player, great talent, but unfortunately, because he had that yellow card and with how aggressive he was playing, it wasn't really an if but when kind of situation. We've seen him involved in a couple big fouls earlier. The referee kept the card in the back pocket, but unfortunately for that one, the referee had no choice but to make that call.
And Gilly is refusing to leave the pitch right now here, even at the egging of his own players. And so Nathaniel Badai having to escort Gilly off, and Gilly still wanting to have words with the official, and Badai telling Gilly to just let it go. And so that's what's going to have to be the case.
He can plead his case all he wants, but unfortunately, the card's already been given. He's not gonna be welcome back on the pitch here tonight. And now he's gonna have to go try to plead his case with his head coach, and his head coach isn't gonna want to hear it either.
Matteo Finazzi trying to show some sportsmanship right there with Gilly and having a few words. But now if you're SIFC, I would imagine there's a little pep in your step knowing that you're going against a team with a handicap now.
Not only that, Kurt, but really, if you're Coach Andrew Minnis, now you tell your players, let's push it. Let's push the pace here. We're up a man. Let's see how far we can go.
They're up a man, but in the conference standings, they are down 2 points, mind you. So a victory is imperative tonight for Southern Indiana FC. But on top of that, you want to add a few goals as well to pad that goal differential.
Yeah, they've scored 12 goals on the season, 12 beautiful goals, mind you, this season. But they're going to need more than that, absolutely, if they want to pad that goal differential stat.
Anderson moving ahead this time, finds Irakoze, and he gets shoved out of bounds. That'll be a throw in here for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, big shove in the back there. Again, Tempo lucky they didn't get another call there. Good switch here for the Teal.
And so Alan Bezosa now playing on the back line here. So making a few moves here up front here is Coach Minnis.
Yeah, Alan Bezosa definitely adding some speed to the back line for the Teal, getting back in transitional situations.
Here's Finazzi.
Great touch.
Back to Irakoze on the near side. Here's Rayleigh. Beautiful footwork here as he goes one-on-one with Sharp. Out of play and a throw-in coming up here for Southern Indiana. Coach Andrew Minnis looking for his 10th victory as the head coach of SIFC here this evening.
Well, his youth academy team won a title today.
As they did. The 2013 boys here for Southern Indiana out in Cincinnati getting the job done today. All while Coach Minnis was coaching over the phone, which makes it even more impressive. Header inside goes wide off of the head there of Kellen Clegg. The new acquisition, the striker, trying to make his mark here on the organization already.
Great ball into the box. Kellen Clegg just right there. Unfortunately, couldn't turn the ball towards the goal, just past the post.
We are in stoppage time, by the way. We've hit the 45 minutes, and we've got 60 minutes of stoppage time already under our belt.
60 minutes?
60 seconds, excuse me. Rodriguez getting pushed ahead there by Rayleigh.
And this is what I think this is what we're going to see more of as this match goes on. The pressure in the box from the Teal because they have that man advantage.
Let's go.
Anderson puts that out of bounds.
Zane Love came off his line. I don't think Ethan Anderson knew Zane Love was there. A little bit of miscommunication at the back for the Teal. And if you're the Teal, limit mistakes. You're a man up, limit those mistakes.
Tempo staying aggressive despite being down a man. As we now tick towards the 2nd minute of stoppage time. And a whistle looked like they're going to get Clegg for a handball there. Gaye putting it ahead here to Sharp. Irakoze able to come away with possession. Alan Bezosa. Good ball up here to Clegg. He is wide open. Nobody covering Clegg as he gets into the penalty area. Puts it behind him. Tries to yank it. Runs into the defender. No call. And it will sail close to the end line here as Irakoze fires it up. Nothing there on the rebound and yanking it wide from the midfield is Calderbank, and that will go out of play.
Another great opportunity there for the Teal that they just could not take advantage of. Great cutback there. Ooh, that's close. That could have been called either way, Kurt. That was a lot of body on that tackle, but referee chose to let play keep on, but that could have gone either way.
Nearly a penalty given up there by Tempo. 3 minutes gone of stoppage time. Taken back here by the Teal.
And
Here's Rayleigh. Back to Calderbank. Tough ball right there. Anderson puts it ahead and gives it up here to Tempo.
Like you said, Kurt, Tempo really keeping up the pressure even though they're a man down. They have not really pushed themselves back in more of a defensive stance. They have really kept the pressure up.
Good defensive play on the back line there. That was Luca Perrin. Another set piece here for Tempo. They have had quite a few already here in this one. So approaching 5 minutes of stoppage time here in the next 30 seconds or so. And a whistle before the kick was taken. The official not satisfied with how things were organized here in front of the net as he talks with Finn Rayleigh.
I was going to say, he's giving Finn Rayleigh a piece of his mind there.
So we'll try it again.
Yeah, again, staying organized and disciplined at the back is going to be absolutely massive for the Teal here. They don't want to let Tempo get a goal here before half.
Back in play, headed up. Tough ball here on the ground and finally cleared out of bounds, or rather back into play.
Ball's back in.
And sails a little too far that time. A goal kick coming up here for Zane Love.
And Zane Love just going to take his time putting this ball at the 6-yard box. Letting everybody on his team get set.
So we got to be coming closer to the end of the half. We've hit the 50-minute mark. 5.5 minutes of stoppage time added on. Long ball here by Perrin. Looking for Rayleigh. Back across here to Muhammad. Rayleigh into the penalty area. Has an angle, fires, and that's just tipped off the foot of one of the defenders. That was on target had it not hit the defender's foot.
Great pace, great footwork, great teamwork there by the Teal in close quarters. Finn Rayleigh had a great touch, just deflected away by the defender. Finn Rayleigh really wanted that one.
He knew he had one right here. And then just touched up and just diverted.
Yeah, he's actually lucky that got deflected by a defender because he couldn't get over it enough, and that ball sailed on him, So
play continuing here as we've now hit 6.5 minutes of stoppage time. And here comes Finazzi with it.
Great ball in.
Headed up, wrong direction. Goes out of play, and it'll be a goal kick here for Tempo. Getting it out here, Irakoze applying some pressure there on Hallie Sharp, but that will be the final whistle to send us to halftime. 1-0 early here for Southern Indiana over Tennessee Tempo as they try to remain atop the conference table. It has been an active one to say the least. Alain Mazoza getting the opening goal. It's 1-0 here for Southern Indiana. Back in a moment for halftime here on the ISC Sports Network.
Welcome to Chicken Salad Chick.
I've been looking for love. I forgot what I missed, but I remember that high. The first thing I'd say, this is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the Chick.
Tonight's match of Southern Indiana FC is brought to you by Chicken Salad Chick, where we make our food from scratch Every day, using fresh, quality ingredients, we have 12 flavors of chicken salad plus soups, sides, sandwiches, and desserts. Whether you're craving traditional, savory, spicy, or fruity and nutty chicken salad, we have something for everyone. Visit Chicken Salad Chick on Veterans Parkway in Jeffersonville. Coming soon to the Oxmoor Mall in Louisville, or order online today. It's halftime here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex here in New Albany, Indiana, as Sledge having some fun with the crowd here this evening and celebrating what has so far been an excellent match here from Southern Indiana as they lead 1-0 over their arch rivals, Tennessee Tempo FC. Alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. Brant, a pretty solid first half to say the least by SIFC.
Yeah, SIFC, they came out and they've been aggressive, they've been tough, they've pushed the pace, they've been strong defensively. Zane Love coming up big on a couple stops, but a couple key players that stuck out to me, obviously, Alan Bezoza's goal. Ethan Anderson's been strong at the back. Finn Rayleigh, he's all over the field creating opportunities, getting back on defense in transitional situations. And Matteo Finazzi, creating space in the midfield, the spacing of the midfield, and that footwork that we saw in the first half, absolutely spectacular.
And not just by him, by Finn Rayleigh as well, as he almost got a good goal there that just sailed wide with him before the end of the half.
Yeah, and like I said, Finn Rayleigh's been all over the field. He unfortunately had to come in for Josh Head early in this match, earlier than he probably expected, but he has been an absolutely solid player for this Teal team tonight.
Taking a look at the sunset over the rolling Southern Indiana hills here in the Ohio Valley. Certainly a picturesque scene here. Of course, that's certainly wasn't what it wasn't earlier today, as it was raining and made things a little bit wet. And even though it's probably been about an hour and a half or so since it last had some rainfall here, still a pretty slick pitch that they're dealing with this evening.
Yeah, we saw that really early in the first half, too. If the ball had any bit of pace on it, it was skipping really hard, Kurt. So great job by the players getting control as we look out on the field. And the kiddos are getting some run on the field. And you'd love to see that, the way that this community has embraced this team, this organization. And they come out. They come out in swarms every single match here in New Albany, and the kids love it. So you'd love to see it.
Well, and it certainly goes to show how Southern Indiana FC has really gotten out into the community as they have been in their very young tenure here, of course. So much so now, actually, free registration is unfortunately over for it now, but they have a free camp coming up that'll be taking place in Georgetown, Indiana, October 7th through the 9th, and they already have registration full for that thing, and it's going to be really cool to see hopefully some future Teal players getting some work in there up there.
Well, and it just shows, because we were talking to Nick Hunter and Coach Andrew Minnis on Friday before the match, like we always do before every home match, and how quickly these things are selling out, how quickly these things fill up for this Teal organization and their great sponsors that host these events, and it just shows how great this organization is in the community.
And then on top of that as well, adding to the prowess of what will become a more busy portion of the season for Southern Indiana, they have now learned who they will be facing in the opening round of qualifying for the U.S. Open Cup. In the East Division, they'll be taking on Valhalla FC out of the Ohio Valley Premier League. And so you have that now to deal with, or rather not to deal with, but rather to experience as SIFC getting their feet wet and keeping things moving forward in the right direction as they get to experience Open Cup for the first time.
Right, Kurt. We were actually talking to Josh Head before the match, and he was really excited about that. But at the same time, he's like, playing really 2 leagues in one season, that's kind of what European football clubs deal with on a regular basis each year. They play in 3 or 4 leagues during each season. But really for this Teal team, it's being part of the UPSL and Open Cup qualifiers too. It's going to come down to health and making sure that these players are staying fit, because it's going to be a big workload for these guys. And
then to talk about health, we also got a chance to catch up with Haji Abdikadir before the match. Again, he's been out ever since the spring after he was dealt basically a stress fracture in a match during the spring, and he's been slowly but surely trying to recover from that. Hoping to have him back in a few weeks or so, which will be right around the time when they start getting going with Open Cup.
Yeah, and for him, it's really going to be easing back into it, right? He's just a smile on his face. He loves being here. He loves cheering on his teammates, but he is itching to get back on the pitch, Kurt.
Indeed he is. On the pitch, though, is Sledge, having fun with all of the youngsters right now, getting a chance to kick the ball around a little bit here on what has been a beautiful facility, a beautiful host facility here for Southern Indiana here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex, which is also, of course, home to the New Albany Bulldogs, the high school here. We also get a lot of semi-state action during the IHSAA season as well. We'll go ahead and take another quick timeout. When we come back, we'll hopefully have some highlights for you and a lot more analysis from that opening half. Stick around. You're watching SIFC here on the ISC Sports Network.
Welcome to Chicken Salad Chick.
I've been looking for love. I forgot what I missed, but I remember that high. First thing I'd say, this is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the Chick.
Discover the difference with Covenant Realty, a proud sponsor of the Southern Indiana FC and your trusted partner for residential and commercial real estate sales, as well as building and remodeling projects. Whether you're searching for your dream home, seeking the perfect commercial space, or looking to transform your property through renovation or construction, Covenant is here to make your vision a reality. Contact owner Travis Atkinson today and let's build something extraordinary together. Call 502-641-9951 today. He's Brant McCoskey. I'm Kurt Darling. Brant, let's take a look at some first half highlights, and it was certainly active from the very beginning here in this one.
Yeah, really early. Tempo set the pace. They had multiple opportunities, obviously Finazi there, and then defensively the Teal had to really step up. Zane Love using that giant body and wingspan, and then the touch by Matteo Finazi here to get it to Irakoze.
But, of course, it's been physical all night long as well. We already have a man down here for Tempo.
Yeah, it's been physical ever since the opening kick. And we expected that in this match between these two rivals going into this game. And, yeah, there's the play that sent Gilly out with the red card. And then here's the beautiful touch by Bezosa. Takes one touch and then just floats it right over the keeper into the back of the net. Excellent finish there by Bezosa.
That coming in the 14th minute of the opening half. Lots of great angles here, and certainly a heck of a celebration as well, as that puts Southern Indiana up 1-0 here in this one, and the Teal hoping to certainly build on this one as, again, as we talked about before, a victory is imperative tonight given where they are in the conference standings.
Yeah, a victory is imperative like we've talked about, but really it's getting a few more on the score sheet as well.
And on that note, let's take a look at that here again. Bowling Green getting a win yesterday, so they have one match up on Southern Indiana, but they are now 2 points ahead. So we talk about that as well. But then you have a couple new additions to the conference as well in Lexington Sporting Club, whom, of course, Southern Indiana drew at the beginning of the season, and 2 Knox, who Southern Indiana beat earlier this season.
Yeah, you see 2 Knox in there. You see Lexington Sporting Club, and then, of course, you see Chattanooga United, who SIFC defeated last weekend. So a lot of matchups that were friendly for the Teal, but then you look at Bowling Green, that could be a big matchup later on in the season.
Of course, they will be taking Bowling Green on the road on October 12th, but before that, they have their home game against Jackson Tennessee Boom, who is right there in 5th.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Jackson Tennessee Boom match. That's going to be a great matchup for the Teal.
Indeed it will be. We'll take another quick timeout. When we come back, second half action coming at you next, right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Welcome to Chicken Salad Chick.
I've been looking for love. I forgot what I missed, but I remember that high. First thing I'd say, this is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the chick.
A little bit of a conference here amongst the Southern Indiana players as they talk strategy before getting going with the second half of this one here on the ISC Sports Network. Alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. Coach Andrew Minnis coming back out on field to have a word with a few people as well. And as we look at that as well here, Brant, again, 45 minutes of football left to be played here. What are you going to be looking for here from Southern Indiana going into the second half?
If I'm Coach Andrew Minnis, I'm telling my players to push the pace. Me as a broadcast on the broadcaster side, I'm expecting them to push the pace, being a man up on this Tennessee Tempo team, which they also didn't really back down at the end of the first half, being a man down. So, but I do expect the Teal to push the pace and put a couple more on the score sheet tonight.
So as Coach Andrew Minnis has a word with his players, the second half brought to you by Chicken Salad Chick, where we make our food from scratch every day using fresh quality ingredients. And we have 12 flavors of chicken salad plus soups, sides, sandwiches, and desserts. Whether you're craving something traditional, savory, spicy, or fruity, nutty chicken salad, we have something for everyone. Visit Chicken Salad Chick on Veterans Parkway in Jeffersonville and coming soon to the Oxmoor Mall in Louisville, or order online today.
You see Matteo Finazzi huddling the team together. He's telling his guys, hey, guys, this is our match here. This is our match to win. We need this match to stay atop the table. Let's go get the job done.
We were talking with Josh Head before the game here today. Again, he unfortunately had to exit it early due to an injury, but he certainly talked about the cohesiveness of this team insofar as the fact of how seriously the organization takes the game of soccer as opposed to some others that he has had to play for in the past.
Yeah, and we also spoke with Haji too, and Haji said it was immediate with these new guys coming to this team. The cohesiveness, the camaraderie was instant between these players. So you love to hear that for the Teal as Zane Love catches up with the center referee, just going over some info, I'm sure, but as the Teal players are still huddled, but yeah, you love to see the cohesiveness, the chemistry that this team has, how serious this organization takes the game and what they're doing, not only here on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. So, great organization to be a part of.
What do you expect to see from Tempo, though, knowing that they're a man down as well as a goal down?
Again, like Coach Andrew Minnis said in the call on Friday, they're a high-risk, high-reward. They may be a man down, but they're going to push. They're going to go all out. They know what they have to do to get some points back in the standings as well, only having played 2 matches so far, Kurt.
It's going to be a tough slate here for Tempo coming up here over the next couple of weeks. In fact, in the middle of October, they are going to be playing 3 matches in a span of 7 days to make up for having started their season just a little late. Again, they've only played 2 matches, a loss out on the road to Bowling Green FC, who, of course, as we talked about, at the top of the conference standings at this juncture. And then they had a 3-1 victory over Memphis Boom. Certainly a surprising start to the season here for the Fall, given the fact that they won the conference championship back in the spring.
Kurt, looking back at the 3 keys to victory for Coach Andrew Minnis, looking back at those, limit the turnovers in their own half. They did a great job of doing that. Score first, they did that as well. Winning each half, taking a positive result from each half. Well, so far they've done that. They're up 1-0. So we'll see what happens in the second half, but I expect more of the same.
And there's the official tonight. He's certainly been busy.
Absolutely. He's done a fantastic job, and we praise our officials every time they take the field as well.
He's had to issue 4 yellow cards tonight, 2 of them to Alfredo Gilly, which of course culminated in his red card. So he is done for this match as well as the next match.
And I don't see that slowing down, Kurt. We saw how aggressive the first half was. I expect more of the same here in the second half because these players know exactly what's on the line.
So awaiting opening kick, as it'll be Southern Indiana to get things going here in this final 45 minutes and change here in this one. It's a beautiful night here, cloud cover, but still perfect conditions. A little muggy, but about mid-70s, and certainly a far cry from what we had at the start of the season against Lexington FC when we were pushing 90s, maybe to the 100 degrees at the start of the year.
Happy first day of fall to you, sir.
By the way, yes, and to you as well. It is officially the fall season here in the UPSL. So the second half has started here. And Southern Indiana looking to keep the pedal to the metal, so to speak. And again, we flip directions here, so Southern Indiana attacking from right to left on your screen.
Nice control there in the middle of the field there by Finn Rayleigh.
And now here is Kellen Clegg, who has had a few touches on the ball so far here today, a new acquisition.
Luca Perrin with the ball here.
Back inside Rayleigh. Over here to Muhammad. Muhammad crosses inside, bumped out of bounds, and a corner coming up here for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, great job defensively there by the tempo. Good push of pace by the Teal. Had a couple miss hits. We're lucky to get back on the ball, but still managed to get a set piece out of it.
And so Southern Indiana going to take their time getting set up here with this one.
Freeze! Everybody
Again.
clap your hands.
Matteo Finazzi as well as Bezosa have been back for these set pieces. It'll be Bezosa this time to do the honors.
Good ball
He
in.
sends it up. And Salati Husseini rather comes down with it. And Husseini gets tangled up there with the Tempo defender. A flag and a free kick here for Tempo.
Yeah, it was a good ball in by Bezosa right at the penalty spot, which is exactly where you want to place a corner. Got knocked away by the Tempo. Husseini had to try to get possession back in front of the corner flag and unfortunately got it knocked away.
Challenging there is Muhammad right there on Sharp. Perrin gives the Teal a break here for a moment, but Tempo moving up quickly. Here is Sharp over on the near side. Sending it in, Sharp. And that was a good ball there by Tempo inside as they were looking that time for Tristan Lonergan.
Ethan Anderson a little shaken up there. Took an unfortunate bounce. Looks like it knocked the wind out of him.
He's been on the ground, and yeah, he looks like he took a shot to the place that's probably the most uncomfortable, but looks like he's up and gonna power through here. Coming inside on the cross, punched out there with the long frame there of Zane Love. And now a whistle.
Looks like a foul committed in the box there by the Tempo, so Zane Love's going to take his time getting this ball back in play.
Zane Love had that big punch as he reached to the heavens and put the ball back out. Anderson finds Bezosa in the midfield. Calderbank gets tripped up. Easy call there for the ref.
Looks like Ethan Anderson's moving around just fine after that little injury.
And Calderbank, he's had his feet attacked quite a few times tonight as he gets tripped up. And that was Muhammad Jagni, the guilty party, as he helped Calderbank to his feet there. Good sportsmanship, and we play on.
Oh, great ball down the sideline.
And here is Irakoze. Irakoze gets into the penalty area, tries to slip it in, trying to find Clegg there, and Clegg knew he had an opportunity, just couldn't quite get the right angle.
Yeah, just an unfortunate mishit there by Kellen Clegg. Great ball in by Irakoze. Great speed down the sideline as well, creating that space.
Kellen Clegg, again, one of the new acquisitions for Southern Indiana this season. A native of Michigan, says, "I live, eat, and breathe soccer." Well, he'll be happy to know that he's among like-minded individuals here with this organization.
Yeah, he fits right in.
Zane Love, a big boot back into the midfield. Fenazi trying to work the far sideline and gets his pocket picked. Fenazi again. Excellent ball movement, but Tempo coming away with it. Coach Andrew Minnis pleading some defense here with his back line. Ooh, here's an opportunity for Clegg. Shot and just a little wide. That was a gift-wrapped opportunity there for Kellen Clegg.
Had a wide open net, Kurt, and he wants that one back so bad. The frustration on Kellen Clegg's face.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh. Keeper is out. All he had to do was just keep it low.
And that was off of the lost ball there from Arf Mayhem there on the defensive side of the ball there for Tempo. And Clegg, just a little too much arc on that.
I have unfortunately been in situations like that, Kurt, in my playing days where they still haunt me, being that wide open with an open goal.
And Perrin clips the attacker from behind right there, as down on the pitch now is Jagni.
And look at Perrin getting a yellow there.
So Perrin getting a yellow here in the 52nd minute as Jagni is still down on the near sideline. So while we have a moment, Covenant Realty, a proud sponsor of tonight's broadcast. Discover the difference with Covenant, your trusted partner for residential and commercial real estate sales, as well as building and remodeling projects. Whether you're searching for your dream home or seeking the perfect commercial space or looking to transform your property through renovation, Covenant is there to make your vision a reality. Contact owner Travis Atkinson at 502-641-9951 today.
Yeah, if you're SIFC, just punch it out of danger. Zane Love doing exactly that.
And now Southern Indiana trying hard not to cough it up here deep in their own territory. It's crossed in, but it looked like it went out of play before it goes back towards Love, and a goal kick here for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, if you're SIFC, don't get ahead of yourselves right now. You control your pace. Don't get in over your head.
Coming back for it here is Bezosa in the mid. And a tough ball there for Luca Perrin. Touched up, Bezosa working in some traffic. Calderbank ahead to Rayleigh. Rayleigh has Bezosa on a good run here on the near sideline.
Yeah, great run there by Bezosa. Finn really doing a great job to find him.
Bezosa crossing inside, tipped up and over the net.
Nearly an own goal there by the Tempo.
That was Arf Mayhem. And you had Clegg right there as well in some relief. Excellent ball here by Bezosa.
Yeah, Clegg right there. And if you're Kellen Clegg, do what Ted Lasso says and be a goldfish. You can't let what happened earlier continue to haunt you. Move on to the next one.
Believe it or not, my friend, in the matches that we've worked together so far, I think that's the first time you've ever mentioned Ted Lasso.
One of the greatest shows ever created.
Off the cross, Perrin puts that high into the air and headed back out here by Tempo.
And again, Kurt, as we expected, the Tempo not backing down at all, being a man down to start this second half.
Nearly 10 minutes gone here in this second half as Finazzi able to meander it away. Husseini finds Bezosa in the middle, but stolen away here by Tempo.
Yeah, the Teal have to be careful here.
Here's a good opportunity for Tempo, trying to crank it. An excellent defense there by Muhammad. Zane Love would probably have been there to try and make the save, but an excellent attempt that time by Tristan Lonergan. Just getting the kneecap there of Husseini. Probably one of the better opportunities that Tempo have had all night long, but we got to remind you that Tempo was playing with only 10 men on the field.
Again, high risk, high reward. We are going to see them throw everybody in the kitchen sink at Zane Love in this back line for the Teal moving forward.
Here is Oduro to send it back in here for Tempo. Headed up and turned over again by Southern Indiana.
And a great job by the Teal defense, pushing them wide. We know how strong the Tempo are.
And now here comes Clegg with a good run. Lots of green in front of him. He has some help as well. Pushes it ahead. Finds it inside here to Muhammad. And Rodriguez having to get off his line and comes back out and clears it out.
Great job defensively there by the Tempo. The Teal coming with speed, pace, and bodies. And the Tempo came away without giving away a goal on that transition for the Teal.
Transition has been the name of the game here in practice, especially this week here for Coach Andrew Minnis. Trying to find Clegg. A collision there at the right about 20 yards out from the goal, and now a yellow card going to be assessed here to Tempo. And that's going to be Arf Mayhem getting his first card of the night.
And another great opportunity for the Teal.
Tennessee Tempo, 57th minute.
As Zane Love preached, this Teal team is really good at set pieces. So we'll see how well they can do on this one, because a great chance here for the Teal.
Tough spot here. You can certainly score on a set piece from this angle. So you have Irakoze, and I believe Bezosa here. And so here is Sidi Muhammad standing over the ball. Here's Muhammad. He cranks it and just gets it over that right corner and can't quite connect.
Right look, right opportunity. Unfortunately, just put too much on it and puts it over the bar. Good pressure from the Teal.
Muhammad again getting back in on it. And now getting past Perrin here is Jagney. Jagney able to turn the corner, crosses it inside. Here's a precarious spot. And now there's a big shot and a lucky break right there by Southern Indiana as Lonergan trying to look for a handball right there, but it goes out of play.
Well, Nuka Perrin knows he has to be careful. He's already on a yellow card. He kind of had to let that offensive attack get past him without causing a foul. But another great chance for the Tempo here on this set piece.
Jagney again here to do the honors. Jagney, high ball, tipped up, off the rebound, and pushed out of play there by Southern Indiana.
Great job by SIFC. 4 players there to attack that ball and knock it out of bounds.
Everybody clap your hands.
And that was Zane Love getting his fist on it. But again, another tough spot that they put themselves in right there.
Another set piece for the tempo.
So on the other side, here is Oduro. Headed up and just wide. And now Zane Love took a little bit of a spill there in that scrum. And hopefully he can continue because he has been a brick wall this season in goal for the Teal.
Yeah, because even off that play right there, Kurt, the tempo are now setting up for yet another set piece. As Zane Love is up and moving, which is good to see if you're a fan of the Teal.
And so Love going to be able to keep going. Quick again here on yet another corner, and now a whistle. And a free kick coming here for the Teal off of a foul committed there as everybody went up for it. This goal kick brought to you by Orion Renewable Energy, which puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean, renewable energy. There is power in the sun, and Orion Renewable Energy is developing clean energy with new solar projects all across southern Indiana. To learn more, go to orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. Zane Love still holding his back a little bit right there, but hasn't hurt his boot too much as he sends that back into midfield. Muhammad with a good touch. Splits the defenders. Has Rayleigh. And Rayleigh gets tugged from behind there. Free kick here for Southern Indiana again. Bezosa gets his pocket pick, but excellent play there by Perrin. Finazzi. And Finazzi holding his knee. And that does not look good right there, as that was a tough play on the ball. And if I'm not mistaken there, Brant, that might be the knee that he injured during the spring season.
Yeah, we saw how that impacted his spring season. He missed several games towards the end of that spring season with that knee injury, so hopefully this is not the same knee or any injury whatsoever, but you hate to see Matteo Finazzi grimacing and hitting the turf in pain.
So we can only expect that Finazzi may be done for the evening here after this one. We'll see, as a couple players already starting to get loose here on the side of the pitch here in front of the bench of Southern Indiana. So while Matteo Finazzi is being worked on, we'd like to remind you that SIFC is brought to you by New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning, serving Louisville and Southern Indiana since 1978 with thousands of satisfied customers. They provide reliable installation and repairs for your furnace or your air conditioning needs. For more information or a free quote, give New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning a call at 812-944-6019, or you can Google New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning. Well, there's some good news right there, as Finazzi is able to get up, and it looks like he's walking under his own power.
Yeah. No, if you're Coach Andrew Menace, you love to see Matteo Finazzi up and moving on his own power.
And no substitution, so Finazzi moving pretty well here, and so is Finn Rayleigh.
Great move by Finn Rayleigh.
He looks along the goal line, keeping it in play, touched out of bounds, and
Penalty.
it's a penalty.
Finn Rayleigh just getting absolutely bombarded along that end line, and finally the referee calls a penalty as he gets finally taken out.
And so Finn Rayleigh with an opportunity here to make it 2-0 as we take a look at this again.
Great footwork, great balance by Finn Rayleigh, and just gets clocked on the end line. Easy call for the referee.
And that was Nathaniel Badai, who already has a yellow card tonight. And so now, as there's still some words being had here with the official, and you see some frustration as well there from Mausa Gai. But the official telling all players to vacate the premises here, as it's going to be, and it looks like it is going to be Kellen Clegg to set up to do this penalty kick. And no, they're going to have Calderbank. It looked like Clegg put the ball down on the spot, but they're going to have Calderbank now come up here. And Calderbank has attempted PKs here earlier this season, and unfortunately it didn't go his way. He did make 2, though, against Paul DePay. So we'll see if he can try and get a few more here now. So Jake Calderbank here in the 65th minute. And now a little bit more of a delay here as Kellen Clegg was actually pushed to the ground here. Looked like during a dead ball here by one of the Tempo players. Again, it's a live ball once Calderbank puts it in play.
Yep, if you're Calderbank here, you just go low into the corner.
Calderbank puts it up and puts it in!
Great finish, low into the corner. That's exactly where you want to go for Calderbank. Great finish, and the Teal up 2-0, Kurt.
You called it, partner.
SIFC goal.
Jake Calderbank gets yet another one here today.
In the 66th minute.
Beautiful
And that gives him
finish.
his 3rd goal of the season and his 3rd, as we mentioned, on penalty kicks. And it is a 2-0 deficit for Tennessee Tempo.
Yeah, great finish there by Calderbank. He goes right, keeper goes left. Beautiful finish. Jake Calderbank on the penalty kick. And a wonderful celebration there, the sliding celebration towards the end line. So at 2-0, Kurt, you keep it up. You keep up the pressure. Like you said before the start of the second half, pedal to the metal. It's not over yet, partner.
Indeed it is, but this certainly helps goal differential, though. Not giving up any goals so far here tonight. Here has Zane Love, and he still have a long way to go. But you can certainly expect Tennessee Tempo, with how they play, they're going to maintain their aggressiveness. And a tough ball there as Calderbank got tangled up with Christian Ventura, who has subbed into the ball game now.
Yeah, Luca Perrin was also over there. Luca Perrin has to be careful, too. He's already on the yellow card.
So Christian Ventura moving into that striker spot now during the dead ball. And it looks like he's going to be okay. But now it's basically a short corner now here for Jagney.
Yeah, don't fall asleep if you're the Teal.
So here is Oduro. Soft touch. And cleared out, but on the rebound, and they give it up. Oh, my goodness. Tempo off of the rebound from the corner, rather the dead ball. And just like that, it's back to a 1-goal deficit here for Tempo.
Yeah, great finish. Here's the replay. Kurt, beautiful ball in. The Teal knock it out, but a one-touch volley there for the Tempo and a great finish into the corner for the Tempo.
Justin Ventura.
Just like that, we are 2-1. And we've seen it time and time again, Kurt, in any soccer match, not just in this soccer, not in these SIFC soccer matches, but when a team scores a goal, the probability of the team coming back in transition and scoring another one is very, very probable.
Here's Clegg, though, working on it, but looks like the flag is up and an offside is going to be called here on Southern Indiana. And just want to remind you again, Tennessee Tempo down to only 10 men after Alfredo Gilly was told to leave the pitch in the first half with 2 yellow cards.
And you can't fault Zane Love on that attempt either, because that was a fantastic strike from Ventura.
Here's another attack here from Tempo. And Zane Love going to come away with it, but a whistle. And looks like it's going to be a red card. Oh, my goodness.
A red card for Ethan Anderson.
That's his.
A red card for Ethan Anderson. Oh, my goodness.
And so Ethan Anderson assessed a red card, so now it is back to even, 10 on 10.
Ethan Anderson in the 69th minute.
So Anderson will come off the pitch, and that's a tough spot right there. As we take a look at this again. And I'm not sure about that call.
I saw no malice there from Ethan Anderson going for the ball.
In fact, his back was turned to him when they made contact. But now it's a free kick for Tempo just outside the 18. This is Gaye. Gaye puts it out and is way off target there. Still 20 minutes to play here in this match, not including stoppage time.
Yeah, and now we're back even 10 man on 10 man, and that absolutely massive blow on the back line for Southern Indiana FC, losing Ethan Anderson, who's been a huge staple on that back line for the Teal.
And this is something that we talked with Zane Love about before the contest about. Last time these two teams met, it went down to the wire. Tempo getting a goal in the 89th minute. Well, it's not exactly the 89th minute, but SIFC was up 2-0, and now it's a little bit of a tighter margin of error, to say the least, to work with.
Yeah, definitely, earlier in the match they had that one-man advantage, and now being back even again, and only 10 men on the field for each side, it definitely widens the field a little bit. Opens the field up quite a bit, too. And this is going to continue to be a chippy match as we continue, Kurt.
And Kellen Clegg was hit right there, and I believe the official just assessed a red card to somebody. Can't quite see who it was. Looks like it might have been Nathaniel Badai. He was already playing with a yellow.
Yeah, and it looks like now it's 10 men versus 9 men.
So it's now becoming a battle of attrition, it appears. Haven't seen the official send-off just yet, I believe. We'll have to get confirmation, but it looks like Nathaniel Badai.
Yeah, he's headed to the locker room.
And so he is. So it is a red card here on Nathaniel Badai.
Yep, there it is. Yellow-red.
There it is. So Nathaniel Badai.
The captain for the Tempo sent off.
Here's a good ball trying to find Finazi by SIFC. Handled there by Rodriguez.
Good look there for the Teal.
72nd minute. 10 on 9.
Yeah, and if you're the Teal, you have to watch out for the long ball. That's how they beat you before.
Good feet there by Muhammad. Irakoze. And there's another change by Coach Minnis now, as you have Irakoze working on the defensive side of the ball after he was working hard on the attacking position earlier on.
Yeah, with his speed and his ability to create space, it's a good call by Coach Andrew Minnis.
SIFC coughs the ball up here in the midfield, but Bezosa's able to come away with it. And SIFC will reset here on the offensive end.
Finn Rayleigh was screaming for the ball there in the midfield. He was making a great diagonal run through the middle of the field. Unfortunately, they didn't see him.
Finazi on the far side, pushing it ahead. Here comes Clegg, and Clegg gets chipped up, and they're going to call an offside here on, or appear to be an offside. We'll see, as now another card is being assessed.
Yeah, Clegg just got a yellow card for delay of game.
So lots of cards being divvied out here now.
SIFC yellow card, 74th minute.
Nevertheless, it's been a chippy match. You got to tip your cap to the official for maintaining control of this, as it could be out of hand at this point in this match.
Yeah, Kurt, you're absolutely right. It could be a lot worse. The referees had to deal with quite a bit here so far tonight. We still have about 15 minutes left in this match plus stoppage time. He's done a fantastic job officiating this match.
Approaching 15 minutes left in regulation. Irakoze, great footwork back in here for Rayleigh. He sends it long. Onside here is Clegg. Clegg now with some help from Bezosa. Clegg gets into the penalty area. Angles, nothing there, but on the fire again, still nothing there. And Tempo is able to weather the storm right there.
Yeah, great opportunity there. And great footwork and speed by Clegg and Bezosa there in the box for the Teal. Unfortunately, couldn't punch it in the back of the net. And then again, on transitional defense, the Teal doing a fantastic job getting back.
Here comes Muhammad on the attack, gives himself a good ball, fires, hits the side of the net. And a goal kick here for Tempo.
And this is what you want to see if you're Coach Andrew Menace. Your team gave up a goal, been a couple red cards here, and now they're really continuing to push the pace. That's exactly what you want to see for Coach Andrew Menace.
I have to say, this is the first time that I've called a match with 10 players versus 9.
Not exactly something you see every day, Kurt.
Irakoze.
But again, both teams limiting mistakes because of the lack of manpower on the field.
Here is Clegg with a good run. He has Bezosa with help. Gets it inside and just sends it wide.
Great shot from distance. Unfortunately, a little optimistic there from Kellen Clegg. He had the power, he had the pace on the ball, but he had Bezosa wide open in the middle of the box.
Tempo starting to look a little tired now with how quickly SIFC have made things here on the attacking end. And speaking of, here is Bezosa. He's just going to fire, and a big save there by Rodriguez.
Bezosa had no problem taking one quick step and firing, trying to catch the keeper off guard.
Everybody clap your hands.
Bezosa from about 25 yards out just...
Oh, that hit the post, Kurt.
He was trying to hit that upper right-hand corner, and it just kind of ran out of steam.
But really, like you said, it's the war of attrition right now. Which defensive line is going to get worn out sooner? It's really that pace from SIFC is really wearing down that back line of the Tempo.
Well, now if you're Coach Poku here for Tempo, how do you adjust your lineup here and how you have your pieces out here knowing that you're down 2 men?
It's really a double-edged sword because you need the pace up top, but you also need speed at the back because this attacking line from the Teal is really pushing that pace. And finally, Mara coming in.
And Kellen Clegg going to be subbed out here in the 78th minute. He has certainly turned in an excellent debut match here with Southern Indiana.
Yeah, fantastic match by...
Well, actually, Clegg is still on the pitch here. We'll see what... It might have been Calderbank who was taken off the field.
Yeah, I believe that was Calderbank that was taken off.
Clegg is still on the match. Calderbank, again, turning in an excellent night in the midfield as well. So you have Infanli Mara, who has 1 goal scored this season. He had a header versus Chattanooga United in just a week ago.
Yeah, and finally Mara, he adds another big body into that midfield for the Teal.
Pushing it ahead now here is Tempo. And just keeping it in play
great
here.
Great play. Great footwork there. And look at the pace. Oh, great ball.
Onside here is Clegg. He has some help with Finazzi on the other end. No, they're going to say he was off.
That looked like a well-timed run to me, Kurt.
Just offside there was Clegg. You certainly love the energy that he brings to the Southern Indiana Ball Club on the front line.
Absolutely. Another big body. He brings the pace. Great footwork. Great with the ball at his feet. Definitely entertaining to watch. Well, again, Kurt, 10 men versus 9. It's still only 2-1. Still a lot of time left.
This has been a heavyweight bout, to say the least. Loose ball taken here by Tempo only barely, as Mara, with his fresh legs, keeps it back here in the midfield. Muhammad.
Oh, great body work there by Mara to keep both Tempo defenders off him and to keep possession of the ball.
Clegg tries to scoot the ball away. Tempo is sticking like Velcro, but now here's Bezosa on the steal, not before a whistle is blown, and a free kick given here to Tennessee.
Yeah, looked like a little arm check there by Bezosa to work himself free.
Tennessee Tempo based out of Nashville. And now another substitution here for Southern Indiana as Lee Florexile will come onto the pitch.
Again, speed up top.
Onto the pitch for SIFC, Lee Florexile.
And so now Kellen Clegg is finally off the ball, off of the pitch after we had thought he was before. And now Florexile, as you mentioned, their partner, to add a little bit of that speed that he certainly brings.
Lee Florexile is such an entertaining player to watch.
Ooh, and here's an opportunity. Careful that time as it's just cleared out that time. Another precarious spot there from Southern Indiana.
Yeah, great punch out there from the Teal defense. But like I was saying, Kurt, Lee Florexile, very entertaining player to watch with speed, great footwork, great on the ball, can create space and create opportunities for the Teal. Great move up top for Coach Andrew Minnis.
Long throw in. Florexile stingy, and now a break on the ball. Here is Perrin. He is going to be one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Perrin brings it all the way in, coast to coast, fires, and just sends it wide. Oh my goodness, what an opportunity. And Luca Perrin knows that he had Alex Rodriguez on a silver platter and just couldn't connect.
Luca Perrin takes it about 90 yards up the pitch, all alone.
And it looked like that was deflected by Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, that ball.
Just barely.
Just barely, but man, Luca Perrin's going to want that one back.
Tennessee Tempo red card in the 82nd minute.
Another red card here for Tempo as Finazzi is down on the pitch. Looks like he took a shot. And Finazzi showing the referee proof here now, but Tempo obviously frustrated with how things have gone here this evening.
Here's the replay of this.
Oh, and he stepped on him.
Yeah, he got a cleat right to the chest. That does not feel good, Kurt.
And that is Arasa Arfmeum. So a red card here in the 82nd minute for Arfmeum. And now it is 10 on 8.
Yeah, Tempo down to 8 men, and that is a very tough situation for the Tempo to be in. And here's the play again, the replay. Gets knocked down and then gets stepped on.
Right on the side.
Oh. Yeah, easy call for the referee there.
Even if it may have been accidental, you're going to get that called every time. 10 men on 8. The advantage to Southern Indiana.
And now another great opportunity on a set piece here with Finazzi and the Teal. Can they punch another one in to get that goal differential back up?
Matteo Finazzi, cleat marks in his chest and all. We'll leave it here for Bezosa. He tries to angle that one in, an easy take by Alex Rodriguez.
And now if you're the Tempo, you have to be careful every single time you lose the ball because the Teal are going to be pressuring in transition immediately, having a two-man advantage.
Sidi Mohammed puts that one out of bounds. Throw in here for Tempo. 6.5 minutes left in regulation. Mohammed.
Oh, great ball.
Here's Bezosa. Gets it slid away, but that numbers advantage coming in handy now for Southern Indiana on the attacking end. And Mohammed will trot to get this one back in play.
Every time the Tempo are on the ball, SIFC swarming.
Please, everybody clap your hands.
So Muhammad standing about 30 yards out. And a bad touch there from Lee Florexile gives it right back to Tempo.
Great defense there by Matteo Finazzi.
Sliding in, free kick here to Southern Indiana.
Muhammad there getting absolutely sandwiched there by a couple of Tempo defenders.
And you certainly feel the result coming a little bit closer now here for SIFC, but still up only 1 goal. Anything can happen.
Luca Perrin, great footwork through the middle of the field, and unfortunately,
Perrin now tracks down here Muhammad. Muhammad gets back on side, sends it
Great
into
ball.
the penalty area, has an opportunity, tries to get the angle on the cross. Nothing there, but Finn Rayleigh tries to track it down. And there's going to be an easy call for the referee there. A yellow card going to be given to
Yellow card,
Salati Husseini.
SIFC, 85th minute.
Tempo tried to play it quick, but referee called it back a little too quick for his liking.
So Salati Husseini given a yellow card there in the 86th minute. Finazzi out to Rayleigh.
Oh, great ball.
Long near side to Bezosa. Numbers advantage again as Bezosa tries to put it ahead to Lee Florexile, tipped out of bounds.
Yeah, Bezosa had Florexile, but unfortunately Bezosa couldn't put enough pace on the ball to get to Florexile.
Mohamed Jagni right there on the defensive end. Mohamed on the corner. Back to Bezosa. Nobody home on the send inside. Rayleigh tries to get it.
Great step in by Rayleigh there.
And now taken away. Tempo with a little bit of a run here as SIFC has to get back in transition.
Great run by the Tempo here.
Outside Oduro.
And
In the penalty area, and Finazzi's able to break it up.
He's on.
Florexile is
goodness.
off. Just barely.
Oh. Had he stayed on this side of midfield as that ball was played, he would have been in clean, but unfortunately he had already crossed the midfield stripe. Coach Andrew Minnis shouting some last-minute instructions for the Teal.
3 minutes left in regulation, not including stoppage time. Here's a long ball.
Good ball in.
And Finazzi, excellent work on the defense. And he gets yanked from behind. A yellow card going to be assessed this time here to another player here for Tempo. That's got to be well over 10 cards given tonight, either red or yellow.
Yeah, unfortunately, the center official has been extremely busy tonight, but he's done a fantastic job.
Bezosa goes ahead to Finazzi. Finazzi with some options. Keeps it at the top of the 18, leaves it for Bezosa, and gets his pocket picked there by Ventura. Nicely done.
Yeah, great job there by Ventura to get the ball back.
But again, the numbers game is just not working here for Tempo. Here is Infanli Mara, has
Great ball.
Florexile onside at the top. He tries to yank it, leaves it inside. Nothing there. A mishit by Florexile. Another missed opportunity by the Teal.
I don't know if that was a mishit or a pass into the box there, Kurt, but unfortunately the Teal couldn't take advantage of it.
Still, though, SIFC keeping possession. Muhammad winding a little bit of clock here as Mara sends it back up to the top. Here is Rayleigh. And a tough play there in the penalty area. That'll be a free kick coming up to Tempo. Let's take a look at this again. And what do you make of this here, Brand?
Looks like, oh, that was an absolute mishit, and then it just deflects off his heel, And looks like a pass, but unfortunately for Lee Florexile, he could not get that on target. Great job by our replay crew to get that for us.
Working in the middle.
And now it's possession for the Teal. Couple minutes left in the match. As we are in the 90th minute, now it's possession. Do you want to put another one on the board? Absolutely, but you do not want to make the mistake. Good ball across.
Here comes Perrin. Perrin working inside, one-on-one with the defender, loses the handle, somehow gets it back, crosses up. Finazzi just out of play.
Great job by Luca Perrin to get the ball back, plays it across to Finazzi, unfortunately puts it wide.
So stoppage time approaching, brought to you by Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision. For over 50 years, Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision has been Southern Indiana's top repair center. Check them out on Facebook as well as online. Here's a shot, and it goes in for Muhammad!
Muhammad with a beautiful finish, gets the steal back by midfield, takes it himself, punches it in the back of the net. Muhammad with a great finish.
And that is the dagger that SIFC needed. Sidi Muhammad getting his first goal here of the fall season. Had a couple excellent ones in the spring. And just like that, Southern Indiana back up to a 2-goal advantage.
Muhammad gets the ball back himself, takes on the defender. Beautiful footwork here, in with the keeper, and just puts it right between the keeper's legs to punch it in the back of the net. Great finish by Muhammad.
Right through the legs, right on target. And Sidi Muhammad making his impact known.
And now a 3-1 advantage for the Teal.
Now all they have to do is just leave it be. Again, we don't exactly have an indication of how many minutes of stoppage time we are under, but so far we are working about a minute and a half in.
Sidi Muhammad, I can't get over that. Took it himself, wins it back at midfield, takes on the defender,
and here
puts
is
it right
Perrin
to the wickets.
Quickly trying to make it in here as himself, as here comes Rayleigh, tries to get a good angle, but quickly the flag comes up and they're just going to call him offside there on that ball sent forward.
A great ball there by Luca Perrin. Unfortunately, Finn Rayleigh couldn't hold off his run and was just a bit offside.
Like to thank our ISC Sports Network crew for working with us tonight. Director Vince Morellas, as well as on the replay at Jordan Shue, our cameraman, Charlie Hammock, David Cohen, as well as Logan Wong. Excellent job tonight, boys. And we'll have another substitution here for SIFC as Caleb King will come in here late in relief of Elaine Bezosa, who has turned in an excellent performance this evening. 1 goal in the 14th minute, and some excellent attacks subsequently as well.
Yeah, great to see Caleb King getting some run for the Teal tonight as well. But Bezosa, fantastic match for him. Had the goal, created great opportunities for the Teal. Was a great presence on the pitch for the Teal tonight. He was all over the field.
This performance, certainly a huge one for Southern Indiana in terms of the rest of the season, but also just for morale and pride, given what happened at the end of the spring.
Well, and talking to Coach Andrew Minnis, he knew that this was a match that they had to have. They wanted to collect all 3 points, especially with what happened with Bowling Green last night. Now SIFC will go back to the top of the table for the KYTN conference, which is absolutely massive moving forward.
They will only have 1 point, but it is a valuable point on Bowling Green FC, who got a win just yesterday. And by the way, those two, SIFC and Bowling Green, will be meeting on October 12th down in Kentucky on the road. So stoppage time continuing to tick on here as we make up for the stoppages during regulation. Florexile coming back onside. He leaves it now for Rayleigh. Rayleigh has some help. Leaves it for Mara. Ahead, off King. Here's Florexile, but a whistle, and he is offside just barely on that touch.
Yeah, again, Florexile couldn't time his run. Gets caught offside.
Into the 5th minute of stoppage time now. Husseini has Mara. Ahead to Finazzi. And there is the final whistle. Final score in this one. Southern Indiana FC toppling their nemesis Tennessee Tempo 3-1. An excellent match in the grand scheme of things here by the Teal.
Kurt, the match that they knew they had to have, it was circled on their calendars. They come in, they get 3 goals, they get the 3 points, and we're moving on.
And we'll hope to have a word with Coach Andrew Minnis here in just a matter of moments. Coach Minnis out on the field right now congratulating Tennessee Tempo on a competitive match, to say the least. But as we talked about here, Brant, it was a battle of attrition in this one.
Yeah, unlike anything you and I have really ever seen in the broadcast booth, Kurt. Really, 10 men versus 8, which is absolutely insane. But SIFC getting the job done, a beautiful win for the Teal, and they move on to next weekend, which is going to be even more exciting.
So we'll go ahead and take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll hope to have a word with Coach Andrew Minnis and get his thoughts on this match. Stick with us. You're watching Southern Indiana FC here on the ISC Sports Network.
Welcome to Chicken Salad Chick.
I've been looking for love. I forgot what I missed, but I remember that high. First thing I'd say, this is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the Chick.
We've gone final here in New Albany. 3-1 your final score here as Southern Indiana FC gets one over on Tennessee Tempo FC 3-1. Alongside Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling. Brant, a big win here to say the least this evening for Southern Indiana.
Absolutely huge win for the Teal here tonight, Kurt. They came in, they knew exactly what they had to do. They took a couple hits early, Joshua Head going down, but they bounced back. They put 3 on the board. They come away with 3 points and a huge win.
Southern Indiana going to be going on the road to pre-college DA here in a week's time. They will be back here on October 6th against Jackson, Tennessee. Boom. Brant, a pleasure working with you tonight, my friend.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure, Kurt.
Tonight's game brought to you by River City Mortgage. Accessible, authentic, and transparent. For Brant McCoskey, I'm Kurt Darling, saying so long till next time. You've been watching Southern Indiana FC here on the ISC Sports Network.